up, Josh. It's not gonna happen, is it? It's not gonna happen here. So go ahead and do that. Get that done. Smash the like button. I'm not sure if Eze has the legs to play on the wing. What makes PSG so good is Bacola, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, and Doué. They're all rapid and skillful. You need 2 players to mark them, and they've got Bear, and they're interchangeable. If we were to go and look at a random PSG starting 11 right now, you might see Ruben Neves as the deepest, like the 6. We saw it at Arsenal, or anyone has seen it with PSG. Sometimes he's the furthest man forward, and I did mention the swapping wingers. We need a bit of that. Dembele's become a false 9, even for Mikel Arteta. These are kind of things he's going to have to learn, not just at Arsenal, but in your whole coaching career, really and truly. You're going to have to, man. Come on, respect to all, man. Leao is strong, man, suits the physicality of the Prem. It's true, but I need this. There's a player in Leao. There's a player. But I just feel for the money they're going to ask. I am a bit impatient. You don't know me. I love youth football and development and all of that kind of stuff. And I don't want that to stop. But I'm in what you see is what you get. Like Gyökeres, what you see is what you get. He's 27. Like, it's not that he can't improve or learn different things, but what you see is what you get. What we've seen of Eze in his career at 27, what you see is what you get. I think Zubamendi, you're going to see a lot more from it. Kind of like what you see how Arteta's changed Declan Rice. I think you're going to see more than just doing the 6 stuff with Zubamendi. 26, what you see is what you get. Need a couple of them, I feel, especially in the attacking rank. Let's be honest, if we divided our defensive unit, our midfield unit, and our striking unit or attacking unit, it's the attacking unit that's a bit, Saka's doing all the work for the group to pass the uni exams and whatnot. We know our defenders, give or take, generally, there's a certain level. Midfield has changed a bit, but fair enough. Norgard, Premier League experience, what you see is what you get. We know what Rice can do in the 6 and the 8. We know I think I know what Zubamendi's bringing to the table. Obviously, Odegaard's form was off a cliff, but generally does whatever. We all know Marino and Kai Havertz mix and blend in this. The attacking unit. We're not going to get out the hood with Kai Havertz as our starting striker. You don't know I love Martinelli and Trossard. It's a randomness. Over a 38-game period, 5 games you're amazing, 5 games you're indifferent. You know, it's whichever one's in a purple patch, and then when it ends, you throw in the other one. It's not that, unless beyond being squad players, it's not going to bang. Saka, we know what he's going to do. Wanyeri, I hope you sign a contract. We know what he's on, but he's young. Too much unanswered questions. Obviously, Gyokeres is coming true, but too much unanswered questions, and you can't win titles like this. You can't win titles like this. We've got 100 odd likes. A promise is a promise. Big up you lot, people. Tab police, look away. Keep your thoughts coming because we've got a lot to go over. Arsenal push to meet Viktor Gyökeres deadline as Sporting set asking price. Arsenal and Sporting hope to agree a deal for Viktor Gyökeres before the striker is due to report for pre-season training on Friday. An agreement is yet to be struck between the clubs, but negotiations are ongoing. Standard Sport reported on Sunday how Arsenal's current proposal of 65 million euros in brackets 56 million pounds plus 15 million euros, which equates to 13 million pounds in add-ons, is not enough and will need to be increased. Fair enough. That's our first offer. Reports in Portugal state Sporting want more than 80 million, which equates to 69 million up front if they are to sanction the sale of their star striker. Now, I'm just a fan like you lot, but I'd like to think I'm a fairly critical thinker. What have I been saying for the last few months? It feels to me that we've allocated 70 million, give or take, for a striker, whether that was going to be Gyökeres or Eze. Sporting want to get Gyokeres gone. Gyokeres is doing all he can. His agent wants him out of there. Leipzig, the agent has spoken about, it is what it is. So let's just get it done, man. Let's get it done, man. He's currently on holiday. I mean, he's giving up 2 million. We need to bust him that 2 million. Broke up with his girl. We need to allow this guy, man. We need to allow this guy. Gyokeres is currently on holiday, but the Sweden hitman is due to report for pre-season training with Sporting on Friday. He's reportedly already agreed personal terms with Arsenal on a 5-year deal. All parties are hoping a fee can be agreed between the clubs before Friday, with Arsenal also starting their pre-season preparations this week. Mikel Arteta's squad will be holding a training camp in Spain before next week flying out to Singapore and Hong Kong on tour. Big up to you lot if you're going over there to see them. Saliba has received a substantial proposal from Arsenal to renew his contract. Berta, we trust, man. Yes, I calm down, man. The guy ain't even signed a new deal. The guy ain't signed no new deal. Calm down, brother. Shouting and shit. What you doing? We're gonna cover that. But I'm just gonna get my man's. Calm down. I'm getting to see you get me. Calm down, bro. Calm down. Why are you smiling? Calm down, bro. Calm down. Saliba, allow me. Saliba, please, bro. Saliba, please. Where's the translating? What's this? The 10 Sports. Sorry, we'll get back to the, wait, did we go over the Gyökeres thing? Tranquillo. Yeah, man. In fact, you lot, you lot. Yeah, bro, I don't know what to do now. But yeah, let's stick to one thing first. Let's stick to one thing first. Let's stick to one thing first. One thing first. So as I was saying, friendlies against AC Milan, Newcastle, Spurs while we're in the Far East. When we come back to England, we got Bilbao and Villarreal. We know we've got Kepa. We know we've got Zubamendi. Norgard's been pictured at London Coley already. Unfortunately, we're still linked with Madueke. We'd love to add a wide player. Madueke and Eze are still being linked. Trossard is linked with Saudi as well as a move to Turkey in Fenerbahce's case. Tomiyasu's contract, as you lot know, has been ripped up. Bro, where is the article? Where is the article? Don't put this behind a paywall. English, please. Please. I mean, Saliba, better get this done. Saliba, come on, man. Saliba, allow me, man. This is like a new signing. Word to Father Wenger. Come on, come on, come on. English. According to our information, William Saliba received a very big contract offer from Arsenal to be able to extend his contract. More than attractive conditions. Still on Real Madrid shelves. The Frenchman takes his time to think. I ain't gonna lie. When I take my fan cap off, there is a lot for Saliba to consider, if I'm honest. I know you lot don't want to hear it, but Real Madrid are onto me. I personally think, yeah, last season, last summer, January, and how the season ended, I think this is the one time that Arsenal's bubbles popped. And what I mean by that is, if we go all the way back to, you remember when Tomiyasu, Ramsdale, all of those things came on, where you can see what Arsenal are doing now. Our problems are just, we're not getting over the line. Everyone can see the project as project. There's a lot to like about us. But when it wasn't cool, it's, you know, Saliba, you're trying to assert yourself in the game. Saka, you're trying to develop. All of these guys are trying to develop. Cool. 2022, 23 comes. We kind of accelerated the thing. We didn't expect to be in a title challenge. We fell short. The year after that, 2023, 24, we're going to fall away. Everyone's going to be amazing. We gave it a good run. Ultimately, we weren't good enough last day of the season. Then you go into last summer and you're thinking, right, if you do X, Y, Z and we get a bit of a boost, calm. We've gone over that. We've gone over this to a degree a bit earlier as well. But then I look at it, we didn't really bring in any game changers. In January, maybe Arteta, you could throw him into it. But now if I'm Saliba, if I'm Declan Rice as well, and Saka, I'm thinking, yo, what is the club on in January? Man are injured. People are, people are dropping like flies. My teammates are injured and they're still playing. You got the captain who's playing shit. A part of it is because he's injured. Can't pull him out. This is where the bubbles kind of popped and you're like, oh, Arsenal it's like we're at the dual carriageway now. Which way are we going to go? Are we going to be serious or not? So I'll be a bit careful around signing a new deal. Every day that I take my time with this, my negotiating hand is strengthened and Arsenal's is obviously weakened. Obviously, you can't get away from it. I'm jumping the gun a bit. But if you bring in Rodrygo and he's our highest earner, if you look at what Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz are on, and to their left, what Tierney and Jorginho and Thomas Partey and all these guys are on. Saliba, you want to be, if you think I'm one of the best centre halves in the world, you got to pay me best centre half in the world money. If I'm Saliba, I'm trying to get a 3-year deal, maybe a 4 or an option. If I'm Arsenal, naturally, I want a 5-year. And all of what I'm saying goes with Bukayo Saka as well. I don't know if this is our first offer, but this is the first time we've seen this, people. And simultaneously, everything now indicates that Konate is ready to join Madrid. To be fair with you, I don't want to laugh because I think Saliba will go there one day. But Liverpool fans, you told us Konate was better. Have fun with the anime done, Real Madrid. Anyways, according to our information, Saliba and his reps recently reviewed an offer sent by Arsenal. A very nice proposal to extend your contract. Our sources indicate that this is very offensive. Offer does not leave him indifferent. It testifies very clearly to the desire of the English club to build the future with and around it. I think that means around him. Translate's not helping us. But behind the scenes, there is always very pronounced interest of Real Madrid, who thinks of William Saliba for many months now. And this Real Madrid dream does not leave the mind of the 24-year-old Frenchman. His desire to say yes to the challenge is very present, but for now, Saliba uses time of his blood. What is that word? Listen, he's thinking carefully in it. There's no way with, what is that? Yeah. Forget that. So yeah, man. Scrolling all the way down here, Gyokeres will consider a worst case scenario loan move away from Sporting should his dream switch to Arsenal fall through. Smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't. That stinks of Osman. That stinks of Osman. It does. It stinks of Ivan Toney to Saudi. I said I'm leaving. I told the man that I'm leaving. I've done all the podcasts. I've done all the spuds. I can't look like a dickhead coming back in pre-season, so I need to cut somewhere. It is what it is. So yeah. Apparently, actually, Leipzig are keen to get back to the negotiation table for Benjamin Sesko. Now, you never know, football, stranger things have happened, but that told me safe. We're not involved. We're currently locked in talks, as we know, with Sporting. Apparently, we're 4.3 million away from the asking price of the 60.3 million upfront and the 8.6 million add-ons following face-to-face meetings in Lisbon. It's going to get done, man. Personal terms already in place over a 5-year deal. Some go as high as to say Gyokeres will be on 200 plus K a week. So yeah, man, get this done, man. Get this done, man. I see you lot saw live out. I didn't even see the article, but Osimhen's thrown into it. Apparently, United sniffed around him. It didn't bang. United, we're the biggest club in England. And no one wants to fucking sign for you, much less a striker that, who scored 60 odd goals under Amarin, scammering. We'll see you in the first game of the season, you twats. I like Man United as a club, and the fans are actually based in Manchester. But you see the London-based ones, idiots. Anyways, so that was good to see live. We've been linked with Saliba signing a new contract again. But at this point, we're led to believe that there's a meeting going on and there's significant progress. It seems like we're not that far away from getting over the line with him. Apparently, Arsenal are open to including a player in their offer for Crystal Palace midfielder Eze. Berra has held talks with the players' reps as they look to beat Spurs to his signature. He's got 2 years left on his deal. He did turn 27 last week. He is open to the move and has been training to stay fit in anticipation. So he wants his future resolved quickly, man. Rodrygo's not on that. Palace are determined to extract the full 68 million from his release clause. Fair play. If I'm Palace, I'm saying don't come with no little boy offer. If I'm honest with you, you know what his release clause is. If you don't want to activate the release clause, cool, 3 installments, that's great. But the money needs to. Don't tell us you're gonna pay 20 this week, then you're gonna run us the next 20 in 2030. Then in the year 3000, you're gonna run some more. I'm not sure. Now, I think every Arsenal fan knows. Like, I'm not an accountant. I don't know if Arsenal do or don't have the facilities to do it. We are not going to run the release clause in full in it. We didn't even want to do that when we signed Thomas Partey. We had to save face. The Gunners already agreed on personal terms with the player and are ironing out the final details with his club. What I will say is clubs agree personal terms with players all the time and they get moves, but they also don't get moves. So that does fill me with joy, but also not. We've gone over Norgard, Kepa and Martin Zubamendi. Burr is determined to get the Eze deal over the line and will try to convince Palace, who might consider accepting a promising defender as part of the deal. While the player being considered as a make-weight in the deal is not known, Sunsport understands he's an emerging star who's played a handful of games for the first team. The Eagles are likely to lose Gurhi to Liverpool and Newcastle have been linked. Obviously, with what some of you lot are saying with Konate, that probably adds fuel to the fire. Gabriel Heinze, welcome. He's been confirmed as Arsenal's new assistant coach. Fair play. Big up him, man. Big up him. We'll go over that as well. Palace want Chalobah. That could help Chelsea if Chelsea ever want to go for him, people. So yeah, he's got 2 years left on his deal. He's apparently got interest from Chelsea and Bayern Munich for what it's worth. Bro, does this look like someone joking about? Still ain't giving an interview. Eddie was doing hella chatting. Still ain't giving an interview. I bet you do an interview when we go to Hong Kong, but I bet you don't even know where we're going on pre-season. You're just getting players. In Berta we trust, man. In Berta we trust. Don't let me down, geezer. Please don't let me down. Apparently, it's been revealed as Josh Nichols today. Run that today. Palace don't even know they're bumping themselves. Do that today. And apparently, Bayern Munich also have Eze on their shortlist after missing out on Nico Williams and Wirtz. As we know, Eze is wanted by apparently Bayern Munich as well as Tottenham Hotspur and also Arsenal Football Club. I'm tired of hearing about Anthony Gordon, but his name is always name dropped. Anthony Gordon's camp has revealed that his agent was at Arsenal's training ground last week. While he shares an agent with Wanyeri, it's a player Arsenal love, and it would be strange for the wingers camp to be aware. It's got to be aware. And I don't think we're going for my man, but naturally, it wouldn't surprise me if we're trying to get Wanyeri, who's got the same agent, to sign a new deal, and there was a latest round of talks there. If once we're kind of done speaking about Wanyeri, if we just float the idea, what's going on for Gordon? I don't think we're getting Rodrygo. I think you've got more chance of getting Rodrygo than Anthony Gordon from Newcastle at this moment in time, personally. As I said, apparently Andrea Berta has been seen greeting Norgard at the training ground, and you can see the camera thing. Big up yourself, Norgard. Arsenal are violating, though. They should announce your thing. Gyökeres apparently has personally sent private messages to Sporting's president Varandas asking him to let him move to Arsenal. The important members of the Viktor Gyökeres deal are still in Portugal after the situation got tense and Arsenal could not complete a deal with Sporting on Sunday. The Gunners will continue negotiations today and remain optimistic, people. That was tweeted today by Mr. Fabrizio Romano. So excited. I got it twice there. Arsenal and Brentford exchanged all details last week for Norgard. Second part of the medical also complete. Contract signed. Official statement to follow next. 10 million addition completed after Kepa and Zubamendi. Waiting on Gyökeres. Glock 9. Yeah, so yeah. Andrea Berta's keen to get the Eze thing done, people. We remain in contact over Gyökeres. We're in advanced talks, as you saw the Athletic say. Well-placed sources have indicated Berta flew to Lisbon towards the end of last week for face-to-face discussions with the Sporting counterparts over a deal worth around 70 million, people. That was me and Igal going over, and he was kind of debunking the myth that about Darwin Núñez and Gyökeres. Even though haters will hate, smash the like button, people, if you want Gyökeres to get over the line. So there's that. As I said, these tabs are all over the place at this moment in time, man. Run the jewels, I hear it. But man said, Bun Gordon, we'll take Rodrygo. What type of news is that? Let it run. Yeah, you man go for Gordon instead. You man are on it. Give him Nelson. I hear it. Give him Nelson. Don't sign Fabio Vieira, please. I think Arteta should be sacked for not using Lokonga, Fabio Vieira. I actually think Zinchenko is better than Martin Odegaard, better than Declan Rice, and better than Miles Lewis-Skelly in their positions. Please don't buy these guys off us. Please. Anyways, so we have to see. The situation between Gyökeres and Sporting is getting tense. In the last hours, the striker has reiterated he only wants to go to Arsenal and will refuse to turn up to training or play for the Portuguese side. Now, they'll demonize players and say they're bad guys, but why has it got to this? You told man about gentleman's agreement. I'm not saying clubs are wrong, but Sesko had a release clause of 60 million last year. He signed a new deal and they said gentleman's agreement, you could leave this summer. Gyökeres has a release clause of 100 million. We're led to believe there was a gentleman's agreement. It's not really gentlemanly, is it really and truly, if I'm completely honest? So yeah, apparently we advanced on Gyökeres because of the frustrations with Leipzig over Sesko. There's a feeling that they played an unnecessarily hard line. Sesko at that point decided to stay for another year last year, as we know. It was felt this year that Leipzig would be willing to let Sesko go this year for the right package of at least 10 million more in price, but they held firm on a total package. It says 80 million here. Some reports go as high as 90, which is mad. Speaking of wanting mad fees, Chelsea, they're not wrong. When you look at some of the fees that's going on and what football's become now, Chelsea, we want in excess of 50 million for Arsenal to sign Madueke. The Blues believe the current market justifies the figure, given West Ham's valuation of Kudus and Alanga's 52 million move to Newcastle. I'd rather Kudus go Chelsea than Spurs. You lot can't do no little swap deal for Kudus and Madueke over them sides and leave us out. And clearly, Madueke has been told how he's getting managers lie all the time, but clearly he's been told how he features in these plans if he's agreed personal terms and we're 10 million around the part. Arsenal view Madueke as a versatile player who can support Bukayo Saka on the right flank and provide an option on the left. We don't want options. We want level raises. It's assumed Elanga's 55 million move to Newcastle will be very relevant to Chelsea for their evaluation of Madueke, who scored more league goals at the same age last season. Damn, I can't lie. If somebody told me you had more goals than Elanga, did you? Currently, Ornstein has said there's no talks between Arsenal and Chelsea for Madueke. This situation can develop. We've definitely gone over Norgard plenty of times. While Crystal Palace aim for the full 68 million release clause for Eze, Arsenal and Andrea Berta will convince the club of a swap deal, including a promising defender that has played a handful of games for the first team. I wonder if you're Kivi or do you think, yo, can go over there and play, there's game time over there. So we'll have to see. Arsenal are aiming on a structure for Eze that will amount to 3 installments of 20 million, and there's hope that a suitable deal can be worked out, people. His preference is understood to be Arsenal should he leave Palace, although sources close to the situation believe Liverpool may yet activate long-standing interest. No club has yet made a concrete approach for Palace. Yeah, because if you're Liverpool, Eze could bang, Rodrygo could bang. Hand of Arsenal, big him up. Says Rodrygo's priority is Arsenal. I don't know if that's the case. If I'm Eze, I'm sure he wants to go to Arsenal, but you'd be a fool to not want to play for Liverpool. It's a massive club, historical big club, doing their things. If I'm looking at it, Eze can be part of their present and their future, quote unquote, because Salah's here for another year or two. Time's catching up with him. You might become the main man or a main man in that. So yeah, man, we've made no concrete approach for him, according to Miguel Delaney. So depending on what article you want to believe, there's an issue. Arsenal are working on a payment structure for a bid that could allow them to sign Eze without a substantial sale this summer. Apparently, the Athletic. Big up to you lot who saw my video in the morning. If you've got your notification bells on, hope you win the lottery. Arsenal have undertaken significant background work on Rodrygo and have held preliminary talks about a possible move. PSG have made contact with his camp should he choose to leave Real Madrid. Liverpool are one of the clubs that have contacted Rodrygo's camp. Arsenal are not the only one keeping an eye on Rodrygo's situation. Other clubs, including some from the Premier League, are also keeping an eye. Oh, what's going on there? I think I skipped ahead. Real Madrid are not even planning on replacing Rodrygo. So that tells you between Diaz, the Mustantado guy, Arda Güler, Endrick, and all the others, you're not really certain like that. Come to Arsenal and prove them wrong. You could go to Liverpool and win a Premier League or a Champions. You could go to PSG. You could go to City. But that don't mean you're a mess. Can you do it with Zinchenko? Yeah? Can you do it with Marino up front? That's legacy, my friend. All the Brazilian dons, please. I don't even know if you pick up the phone to Martinelli. Magalhaes, please. Ronaldinho, please. I don't know what relevance Ronaldinho has to this, but please, man, just tell him to join us. Much may depend on what Arsenal have left in the budget after the deal for Gyökeres is struck. It remains to be seen if signings such as Rodrygo or Eze may be dependent on potential outgoings. I hear that, and I only think you get one if you're lucky, but you can't have assumed you're going to sell Martinelli, for example. It makes sense. Yeah, he could be a make weight. He's on 190 grand. Yeah, you might know Barcelona and Bayern Munich have been sniffing around, but the deal don't make sense. It's all fun and games saying, oh, sell him Saudi. The man has to want to go there, you know. If he says he don't want to go there, it's a myth. So how much can that factor in? Like, how much? We've also heard Rodrygo featured in our planning. Did we go into the summer say we're genuinely trying to get a Sesko or a Gyökeres? We're going to bring Eze because we've been linked with him in the last few years. Last summer, it was said that we think he could do with another year in the Premier League at Palace. So there's that. Going in with Madueke, or is this reactive? I don't know, people. So we'll have to see. But for what it's worth, Ornstein has said, if you're going to bring in someone like Rodrygo, Anthony, or any of the other names that have been linked, then there's probably isn't space for two such players, Martinelli and Trossard. That's why there's a possibility of Martinelli's departure. I have to make clear, I don't know of any movements or talk or developing situations. You hear about Saudi, about Bayern Munich. I'm sure he's liked and admired everywhere, but that doesn't mean a move is materializing. Exactly. And Romano's poured cold water on any imminent links with Martinelli to Saudi. Apparently, Trossard could leave. Apparently, Berta's coming with new ideas which could change his future. He has changed agents, but you have heard his old agent's got some health issues, so they're stepping away. Maybe that adds fuel to the fire. We did hear Trossard was going to get a new deal, which was a bit of a weird one because he was going to get more money, but there weren't going to be an extra option to extend his deal or increase the length of his deal. So what sense does that make? Maybe Bert is changing things. Obviously, if you bring in Madueke and we hope Eze and even hope even more of Rodrygo, in an ideal world, I wouldn't mind Trossard being part of the squad, but it's easier, isn't it? He's on less wages than Martinelli. He's got a year left. He's probably thinking about his future as well. He probably knows I'm not going to start 20 million euros, keep it moving. Waneri's contract talks are heading in the right direction, and the hold-up was due to the players' camp requesting further things, but also not wanting to discuss the deal during the Under-21s Championship. So, yeah, Arsenal are optimistic he signs a new deal. Another one, I want to know how I'm going to feature into the plans. Lookman has been discussed as a potential option on the left wing, but Arsenal are so far unwilling to match Atalanta's valuation. I'd rather him over Madueke, but what are they asking for with him? Milan apparently waiting on Bayern Munich. They think Bayern will come in for Leao. Milan are unwilling to sell, but they believe that Bayern or Barcelona will come for him. If they can come with 85 million euros, anything is possible. I only mentioned that to say, anyone having that? Varandas refuses to lower the bar to accept Gyökeres transfer. Arsenal will only go ahead for 70 million euros plus 10 million for goals. Ain't that what we initially heard with Gyökeres that they want? So we'll have to see, right? I'm proper on the Gyökeres stuff in it. For you, I'll read this, but Ornstein apparently said on Madueke, Arsenal have long been looking for some backup to Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side, and how they could have done with it in his time out last season injured. Of course, they have Waneri, who did very well initially, but didn't play much towards the end of the season. He's young, just 18 years old, and I think they see him more as a sort of 8-10 in the future. So who can deputize in that position? They looked into Mbeumo initially. He's on course to join Man United. They looked into Madueke as an option. I'm sure they have some other options. The advantage of Madueke is he has capabilities of playing on the right, on the other side as well, as if needed. Whereas Mbeumo very much has been in the right channel. But Mbeumo would have been better. And I think some positive conversations have been held, but more on the player side, not club to club, between Arsenal and Chelsea at the time of recording. Things can obviously change. There's something there. It's not to say it's going to happen, but there's a possible departure from Chelsea, and it's why they've been looking at these wide attacking positions in the market. So watch this space. I wish I didn't have to. So yeah, Berta's having face-to-face talks over Gyökeres. We've gone over the Eze thing. As I said, these are all a mess, people. David Ornstein will have to see if clubs can find a common ground on a transfer fee. Right now, I don't know of that to have happened. There's some suggestions on social media it has, but that's not my information. That's not to say it won't change in the next minutes, hours, days, because it's a situation that is being worked upon. So yeah, we'll have to see. At this point, I don't want to keep reading the same things, people, but we know 70 million is apparently the asking price. He wants to fulfill his dream of playing for Arsenal. He's given up 2 million of his salary package to facilitate negotiations. He's putting that money from his own pocket to Arsenal's bid for Sporting. Gyökeres is pushing. He's doing all he can. Inside Arsenal, there's massive admiration for Rodrygo in certain quarters. I don't know if that's universal. I don't know if that developing. There have been suggestions that he's prioritizing Arsenal. I'm sure they'll be delighted. It's not like the clubs are talking. To our knowledge, maybe there's been some interaction with his camp, which is normal, similar to Anthony Gordon. He's just a player Arsenal like. Once again, City, PSG, Arsenal, and you've seen a tab with Liverpool, so we'll have to see. Martinelli, forget that. We've gone over Wanyeri. Gunner blogger said, I've seen people saying that this is just agent spin and everything's fine. I'm not sure about that. There's definitely an issue there. I'm worried about it a little, given the complexion of the rest of the transfer picture. There's a lot of moving parts. Again, hand of Arsenal. I don't doubt him, giving me no reason to doubt him. Intermediaries with direct mandate from Saudi clubs have been told in no uncertain terms that Rodrygo's preference is to move to the Premier League, with Arsenal his absolute priority in case a deal can be struck with Real Madrid. Definitely gone over Trossard. We're getting to the end. Those within the club are very happy with Mikel Arteta's progress at Arsenal. It's not thought that the external pressure to deliver is replicated internally. That's by David Ornstein. Do you lot believe that should be a thing or not? Got a blog, and The Athletic also said, beyond Viktor Gyökeres, Arsenal exploring other ways to improve their attack. Arsenal see Madueke as a versatile player who can support Saka on the right flank, as well as providing an option on the left. Other players for the left wing spot remain under consideration and discussion. Arsenal have undertaken significant background work on Rodrygo and have held preliminary talks about a possible move. I mean, the good thing is we ain't seen others having initial talks. Things can change. Gordon is admired. Lookman has been discussed, but thus far, Arsenal have been unwilling to match Atalanta's valuation. Arsenal have also looked at creative midfield players like Eze. Much may depend on what Arsenal have left in the budget after any deal for Gyökeres is struck. It remains to be seen if potential signings such as Rodrygo or Eze may be dependent on outgoings. I mean, if you've got 40, 50, however much million for Madueke, then it's irrelevant. Arsenal began conversations with Tomiyasu over a potential termination earlier this summer. Eventually, both parties found an agreement. Tomiyasu is currently rehabbing in Tokyo with the Japanese FA and hopes to be fit by October. And we hope you find a club. I think you'll find a club, man. You could go back to Italy. Arsenal saw a termination as mutually beneficial arrangement, one that would grant Tomiyasu the liberty to pursue his rehab as he saw fit, while freeing up a space in the squad for a new signing who would be ready to contribute on the field. He's still potentially out for 4 months. We might have not seen the end to Sesko. Sources on the German side of the mooted deal for Benjamin Sesko indicate there was still room for further negotiations over both the fee and Sesko's salary, but clearly not enough to convince Arsenal, who seem to have decided to advance with Viktor Gyökeres. Viktor Gyökeres spoke about Ruben Amorim and gave him, his flowers for his time there. Fabio Vieira is likely to report to Arsenal for pre-season, but the Gunners would be willing to listen to offers for the midfielder. Not exactly news, but you see it there, people. So yeah, what have we made of that? We got 162 likes. Can we get to 200? Let's get back to the comments. What about Elise instead of Nani? He's not leaving Bayern. If they get 4 players there linked with Gyökeres, Rodrygo, and Eze being must, and keep Wanyeri, big things will go on this season. No problem, my G. Hope we get Gyökeres here. Hope we get here. We go soon. Oh, you're talking to Kwame. Chelsea and Liverpool can steal Gyökeres from us. Let's just not negotiate 5 mil. If he's giving us his word, it don't go anywhere, but it shouldn't really matter. Rodrygo saw that 5-1 and said, yeah, I need some of that. You won't have to play against Lewis Kelly unless it's in training, man. Arsenal, please don't be silly. Just pay the 70 million. We spent 65 M's on that giraffe up front. We are more than capable. I think we will. But negotiate. Big up Hassan. Hit the like button, man. Hassan Kaya. Are you Turkish or Cypriot? Big up you if you are. And if you're not. For 30 to 40, I'm having Madueke as a backup alongside Eze and Rodrygo, though. Have we got the facilities for that? Or are we going to have to do overdraft? I'm not sure. It'd be nice. I don't believe we're getting Rodrygo. For me, I need to see Gyökeres and I need to see Eze. If you knew you couldn't get Eze done, you should have never, ever aroused my imagination. then I can accept. I can accept not getting Rodrygo as much as I want him. I can't accept my man by himself. I can't accept Madueke, and I'm not even going to get at Madueke because you didn't buy yourself. Gyokeres is an Arsenal striker. By God's grace. Big up yourself, George. Arsenal and Gyokeres want to get the deal done before Friday. I hope so. Hit the sub button if you haven't, man. Burr has done well. Kepa, Zubamendi, Norgard, Gyokeres, and Eze. I mean, of the 5 names you said there, at this moment in time, only 3 are through the door. And 1's advancing. We ain't seen nothing with Eze, really, when you break it down, really. Gabriel Magalhaes already done this job. Listen, Arsenal's announcement video for Gyokeres has been done so poorly. If Freddie Lomberg's not there, if Gabriel Magalhaes isn't there doing this, and maybe just a bit of fun, maybe Gyokeres, if you want to dye your hair red, pay homage to, you know, my favorite Swedish player that played for this football club. Hope you can be in the same realm. You know what to do. Liverpool signed Sesko Ekitike, then probably. I know you was one of them. I wasn't thinking that. I want Zubamendi though. I'm bullish about Zubamendi. I'll be real, man. You thought you was getting him. Mikel made the call. That was it. Oh, you're buying the Liverpool fans in the chat. Got that clout, man. That Alanga deal helps us. How though? Because I would have rather Newcastle say forget Alanga. I'd rather Alanga over Madueke for what it's worth. I would have rather Newcastle say forget Alanga. Let's go and get Madueke. I had a gentleman's agreement with DJ about my girl. He still stole her from me. You're a fool. This guy's always out. Out of all the people I could have picked to be mods, I picked a damn idiot. But big up you, man. You're an idiot. He don't even want to be runner-up at Madrid, so why would he want to play for runner-up club when he can win? If we sign him, uncomfortable. Nuno Tavares better than Timber as well. Trust me, buy him. In fact, nah, we don't need to cap on Nuno Tavares. He's shit. He's gone. Another one who went to Italy and done well. Give him Reece Nelson. I hear that. And somebody mentioned Gabriel Heinze becoming Arsenal manager for what it's worth. Let's Arsenal assistant. Let's see if that's confirmed. We know what Zubamendi's gonna bring. Another one rejected Liverpool. Get me forward pass. I promise you, I'm taking bare log. It's only because I'm trying to work on an edited piece with Gyokeres and Zubamendi, but I promise you it'll be out, man. So make sure your notification bells are on. But Zubamendi, it's not your day today. It's not your day. Okay, who's this? Hey, Tyler Hens. I keep forgetting. Hey, Berta. Great sign. Fullback as well. I beg you lot. You lot that chat shit about fullbacks. Say she's dead. Say fullbacks are dead and she's playing in a dead position and she's dead. Go on. I like our fullback, man. I think she's best in the world, to be fair, personally. But staying on task. Welcome to the carpet. Even forgot that frazzling. I don't even know what I'm doing. But yeah, this is what we're doing. Gabriel Heinze has been officially announced. Welcome to the family, my brother. Hey, him celebrating at Old Trafford on the touchline with Gyokeres doing this on the first day of the season. Certain teams pulled out the Amazon documentary. Cowards. United. We're going to sign everyone. We're going to do everything with Man United. Oh, my God. Gyokeres in Buemo. Oh, my days. And they're shameless. When it looked like it was Sesko, oh, my God, how can Arsenal not go and sign Gyokeres? He's got all the goals. They're betting on potential. The whole thing flips. And it looks like we're getting Gyokeres. Oh, he's done it in the Portuguese league. Like you lot weren't twerking for Amarin and Gyokeres when they beat City. Shameless. DJ, as long as they